Hello again, and welcome to another episode of The High Techman. I'm your High Techman. I am Ken Chan, and today we're back on a Chromebook. And I just want to mention that before we get into this, that Chromebooks are quite secure and safe machines to use. They're it's quite difficult for the most part for someone to hack into your Chromebook. Okay, that being said, nothing is perfect. There have been some articles recently about some imperfections and some problems. One that I came across was a bug in certain Infineon TPM firmware versions. And the TPM, this TPM chip apparently is used in many Chromebooks. And there's a list. I'll have a URL down below. You can check the list to see if your machine is on that list. Okay, but with this whole thing, there is a way to fix this particular thing, this problem with the TPM firmware, and it's a matter of power washing your machine and updating the firmware. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm also going to quick show you how to check which version of the TPM firmware that you have, because on this website that I'm going to share with you, the URL I'm going to share with you, you'll also be able to see on there which versions of the TPM firmware are affected. They have a list of vulnerable firmware versions, and there's 4 of them, and fixed firmware versions, there's 3 of them. And then they have a list of affected devices. So you want to go there and you want to check yours. And once you do, you're going to want to compare. I'm going to show you how to get to this stuff. Now, to find out what TPM version you have, you go up here to the old query box and you Chrome system. Just like that. Enter. Now this takes a little bit. It's not instant. Now this is going to take me to a page that shows me everything about this Chromebook's system information. Tell you everything about it. System diagnostic data. So let's blow this up the whole way here. While that's loading in, cheers. Now you can expand all or collapse all, and it'll give you detailed information about everything about the machine. Okay, so a whole long list of stuff comes up. All the details about the machine. We want to find the TPM version. Now you can do this by scrolling down till you get to TPM, or a faster way is to hit Control and F. And this little thing comes open over here, and you can see I've been in here before with this. So you hit TPM and hit Enter. See right here you have a firmware updater and a version. So you hit Expand. Okay. Now this number right here, you compare this to the numbers on the website that say vulnerable firmware versions. Okay, if your number matches one of those 4, if this number here matches one of those 4, then you are vulnerable. A hacker can get into your machine and take local data. Okay, so you have to decide if your local data is that important. Maybe you don't want to do this, that's fine. But I'm going to show you how to do it anyway, because it's always a good idea. It's a good idea every now and then to power wash your machine. If it's acting slow or squirrely or something like that, it's a good thing to power wash a machine. I'm going to show you how to do that, and without actually power washing mine, because I did that already. So anyway, that's how you do that. So let's go ahead and close this out. We're going to get down into our settings. And we hit settings. Now it opens up. Now we want to go all the way down to the bottom. to advanced. Okay. So anyway, now you have this other list that opens up underneath as an advanced list. And you get down till you see Powerwash, which is close to the bottom. It's under the heading of Reset. You can reset settings to their original defaults, which you don't want to do. In this situation anyway, we're worried about power washing. Power washing, remove all user accounts and reset your Google Chrome device to be just like new. So we will click that. And when you have this option, a restart is required before your device can be reset with Power Wash. So you would hit restart. Okay, then it restarts and another box comes up that looks similar to this one. There will be a little square right about here in that box that'll say update firmware for added security or something along those lines. And you would just check that box. And when you check that box and you hit the have another blue button here for power to start the power wash process, it will power wash and it will update the firmware. You'll have all new firmware. And at that point, what you want to do is you just want to let it do its thing. You probably want to leave it plugged in. Even with these Android apps, you know, you have your Chrome apps and your Android apps on some of these that run both. If you basically do the power wash and it comes back from it, you put in your credentials and then you let it sit and all your stuff will come back. Or at least it should. Your background, all of your apps and stuff like that will load themselves on there. You give it time and it'll get back to what it was. You'll have to put in your credentials for a lot of the apps that you use. You know, once again, like you would if you say you use an app and you put it on your phone, or you get a new phone, you put it on your new phone. You're going to have to put in your credentials to get it to work, obviously. And that's what you do here again. But for the most part, if all your settings are, you know, the default setting, you should be able to get all your stuff back. It should do it for you. You shouldn't have to go looking for anything. But you have to be patient. You have to let it sit for a while and let it run. Okay, so I'm not going to do that, though, because I already did that, as I said. I'm going to close out of this. And there's that. So, once again, thanks for checking it out. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you here next time.